Well, we're gonna be doing something very differently today for the stream. I've been talking about it for a while. And, yeah, we're gonna be doing something a little different. I'll just put myself like this. So, I've been meaning to write this year. And I think I sat down to write like only a couple of days since the start of 2026. And I need to stop talking about it, and I need to start sitting down and putting words to paper / Word document. And I thought maybe some of you guys will want to do that too. Now hopefully you do. And we'll see how this goes. We've got a little app right now in the background. I can modify a bunch of shit about it. Hope this sounds good enough. Maybe a little higher, maybe better. Something like this. But yeah, this is a new thing. And we might have like maybe themes. Or if you guys, after a while, you want to do stuff, you know, collective writing, that could be fun too. I was thinking about it, just, you know, getting some words written, but not necessarily for specific projects, but just choosing a topic and everybody writes, and then after a little while, we just post it directly on Twitch chat, and you guys can all like read everybody's stuff. Or that sort of thing. I've been thinking about a lot of stuff. But I mostly want to write my own story right now. I have been so very behind on my plans for that story. I started it more than a year ago at this point. And it's been resting for more than a year. With very little progress. Like maybe I wrote 10,000 words last year. So I need to do a lot better this year. And right now, I'm thinking we could do that together. And we can also like discuss craft. If you guys got questions. Or if you have ideas. Anything like that. I will probably mute when we start writing so that we only have the little background music going, which, you know, I think is pretty cozy. I can also modify the stuff like the background noise. I like the little train noise. I like the little wind. Even though right now this wind is not at all fitting with what I'm writing. It is not at all the right mood. But, you know, it's an option. Also, I have discovered stuff about this app that I can set up habits and to-do lists. So today would be 1K words is definitely what I want to do. That's my basic #1 goal. If I do more than that, I'll be happy. And depending on what we do, we might play games after as like a reward. Also, we can have habits. I would like to write 1K words per day. And maybe that's what I should do. I should say 1K words. And I should try to aim it. Oh no, that's literally like success. Okay, so 1K words, and then I go and say, okay, which day I've done it. I thought it was like which day I want to do it, but no, it's which day I've done it. What other habit could I do? I don't know. Read? Maybe. I should read more, that's for sure. There's also a journal thing going on, but I don't think I'm going to use that. My productivity says I wrote 1K word today, and then I didn't write one, like a minus here, I think. I don't know. Also gives you levels. You need to do one daily task and then one daily timer done. Maybe eventually I'll, you know, aim for more. So one session is 20 minutes. And then we'd have a short break of 5. And then another session of 20 minutes. And then a long break of 20 minutes. We'll see how that goes. Sometimes I have a hard time doing the breaks because I get into it and I don't really want to stop. We'll see what happens. If you guys want to share what you're working on, if you're working on anything, it can be art, it can be writing, it can be homework, anything you're doing, and we can see that. So those are the habits. Those are the to-do lists. This one I'm going to keep on here, but I don't want everything else. This is better like this. Also, I have a bit of an update on the artist who made the model that I'm using right now. She is working on some new stuff for the customizable model. I might have some changes to my costume coming soon, my outfit, because I was not crazy about the short skirt, and some people have indicated that long skirts are coming, maybe, and I do like me a long skirt, so I might do a couple little switches for my character. We'll see, depending on what the options are, etc. But yeah, some good little news, and I think we could start the session now. We'll see how this goes. If this, you know, interests you guys, we could do it once in a while, but that would be it. I have my document open. It's kind of weird that it's like on the wrong screen. So what I need to do is start the session. So in 20 minutes, we'll come back and chat some more. But for now, we're going to focus for 20 minutes and try to get as many words on the page as possible. And enjoy this little ride on the train. See you on the other side. Yes, 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 it is indeed, Mr. The Juice. We are in the writing session right now. There's how many minutes left? It's 15 minutes left. Are you gonna write? Or draw or do something? Take care of something? All good. Thank you so much for coming by. And have fun, you too. Man, I jumped out of my skin at that timer. Oh, I almost died. I was so into it. I got into it. It took me a little bit. It took me a little bit to get there, but I got so into it. I don't know if you managed to write anything or do anything. Hope you did. It's not always easy to get into it for me. What a whimsical timer sound. Yeah, there were a couple options. This one was the least aggressive I felt, but it's whimsical. It's still kind of scary. It's almost like a little, how do you say, like a magic trick kind of thing. It feels a little magic. Hard to explain. We could go see the exterior here. But my character appears when I do that. I don't like the character appearing. I can't even be You see hands behind me and they're writing the magic. It's kind of strange. We'll go to the bedroom. When I change back from the bedroom to the train, my character disappears from the background. But yeah, I hope you guys got your writing done. I had a hard time getting into it initially. I was rereading the same sentence a couple times because it's not usual for me to have other people with, you know, to write with. So like checking chat and staying aware of things was kind of more difficult than I thought it would be. But then I got really into it. Like the scene really was unfolding. Literally used the word unfold in the last few words that I wrote down, and it was going pretty good. I've done a lot of the world building for this story. It's mostly, it's canned, it's done, it's all written down in my notes. But is it me or is the train not moving? Like my eyes just, we choose the train speed here. I could make our train a little bit faster. Okay. But yeah, the story's already, I know where it's going. I know I'm a little over the 50% mark right now, which is usually the toughest part for me. And I just need to sit down and write it. Like the characters are literally talking to me. I can't ignore them. They keep talking to me every day, every night I go to sleep. I think about the characters. They live with me. They're very real. It's crazy how I used to have a really hard time with characters. I was okay with plot. I was okay with like making twists and surprising things and encounters and events in the stories. But I had a hard time making characters that had their own voice. And it feels like these characters have their own voice in spite of me. So it's been kind of fun. The world building is mostly done. I actually had a new idea for the world building recently, which I'm going to add in. It's going to explain something I was planning to do, which wasn't initially making sense, but now it's going to make sense. And I think it's going to be pretty good. This new thing, I might turn into like a short story, like a little novella, because it's a whole world onto its own. And that's the fun thing about world building, when you create like a world that's mostly like lived in by characters and has like like an economy and like culture and history and religion. Things kind of happen on their own after a while. They just make sense together, and you feel like each section of the map can have its own little like bubble of the world. But we're about to start writing again in a couple seconds. We're gonna have probably a little timer beep again. Hopefully it's not too dramatic, and we're gonna get back into it. There you go. So we could go back to writing and arting and whatever else you're doing, homeworking, and we'll be back in 20 minutes. Don't hesitate to write in chat if you want to ask any questions. I'll take little breaks throughout just to answer questions if you got anything. Again, I got so scared. Ugh. Okay. So then we have kind of a longer break. But I don't really know what to do during a break. I don't know. We could talk about something. We could share what we are doing. And we could stretch, which is what I'm doing. We could get some water or a snack. I don't really have a snack. I ate sushi for dinner. I have leftover sushi, but not exactly a snack. I need to do the groceries. The story is unfolding a lot better than I thought it would. I managed to get about 500 words, which is not a lot. We're not at 1,000 yet, but I think we could get there. I've been thinking during these breaks we could, I don't know, just check Reddit. I saw on Reddit an interesting post on the writing subreddit. We're gonna stay on topic, so it's gonna be writing focused. And it was interesting. So what I was thinking is you could check that out and see how much merit it has, because maybe it doesn't have merit, you know? Maybe it is not proper. How does this work? Okay, this is my Reddit app. It's not working. I will find a way. One moment. I want to share the screen so that you guys can also read with me, so I'm not reading a Reddit post to just, you know, to myself. Reddit. I want to find, it was a Reddit post that I saved. Oh god, I don't know how Reddit works. Who am I to try to do something? Okay, I found this here, saved. Okay, I got this. Oh, perfect, perfect. Then I can open up what is called Opera, which is a different internet that does not contain any of my personal data or information. It's actually demanding that I tell them that I am a real person. I am a real person. All the magic. You're asking for motorcycles. I'm not seeing any other motorcycles. Again, do something else. Traffic lights. That's a lot easier. I am a human. Perfect. It agrees with me that I am a human. Good. And now what I'm gonna do is add a new browser source? Yeah, probably. Or not. Oh no, I know what I'm gonna do. Is this gonna work? Ta-da! It's not very easy to read. You don't need to see that. You don't need to see that. It's so silly. That whole part on the right is so useless to us. Alright, what I'm gonna do is, I think it's this. I can make it like this. And I can make it bigger. There. And we can read this now. And we're gonna have something soon. But yeah. We can read this together. So I thought this post was very interesting. It's on fantasy writers. I follow a lot of writing Reddits, so I might save a couple of these and just have discussions about them. I thought this one was initially pretty cool, but you know, we don't have to agree with everything. But that was cool. So she says, I assume it's a she. No, Dave, probably a he. Hi folks, I have been meaning to do this for ages, and if it's something that people enjoy, I'll share more. This is a list of fantasy writing considerations I shared with my students in my last class on writing fantasy. It's not exhaustive by any means, and it's certainly my own philosophy, but I have found it useful in writing. Also, I hope this isn't breaking promotional rules, blah blah blah. Number 1. Remember that world building is done in stages. It is a gargantuan task to build a plausible setting for your work, and it will evolve as your work evolves. Probably a mistake here. Plan your world before you begin, but accept that you will be amending that plan as you go. Practically, this means you do not need to know everything before you start. So that is a very good thing for most people to keep in mind. Most people who start writing try to write the whole world, especially in fantasy, try to write the whole world out. They think of all the economy, all of the types of like industries, all of the names of the cities, all of the like the map of that fantasy world, and all of the details and all of the magic. And then by the time they're done creating this world, they still don't have a story. And that is definitely something that I have found myself struggling with, of having like a hard time getting a story out if you just focus on the crafting, the world building and that sort of thing. I think having a general idea of where you want to go with the story, the kinds of characters you have and what their main goals are, and have the world building relevant to these characters when you start out is probably the best idea. And personally, that's what I do. I world build the basics, and then as I'm writing, I make shit up. Literally, while I was doing the writing earlier, I made shit up. I decided that the whole place that the bad guy was living in was made of bones. How is that possible? Who knows? I just made it up. And then I decided that he spoke a guttural ancient language. What's the name of the language? Who knows? I don't need to make everything, you know, and invent it and explain it and have like a whole language developed when I decide to describe a language. I can do whatever I want. And I like to discover things as I go along. I don't like to over prepare, because then I just spend too much time and waste too much time just for things that might not even ever come up either. So yeah, I do think that number 1 is definitely something I agree with. On the second one, and I'm just going to check how much time we have. We still have 10 minutes. Okay. On the second one, world building is about connectivity. Every detail in a world will act on every other detail. This is why the evolution process is important. You might come up with a fun detail in draft 1, but it is only in draft 3 that you realize its effects on other parts of the story, and that's fine. Remember, a reader will only be reading the draft you choose to share, so that's definitely a big thing. I never share draft 1 with anyone. Typically, I start sharing my story at draft 7 or 8 when I find that most of the threads that I have started have actually come to a nice little beautiful bundle and conclusion at the end. I often make shit up as I go, and later down the road I'm like, oh gosh, that's like coming in so handy right now. It's so useful. It's making so much sense thematically and like for the plot, and everything makes sense and it's perfect. It comes together. And I think that that's a little bit like the creative gut feeling that you can have. It's literally just instinct. It's not something you can work on. Ooh, Lamb, what will you do if the book blows up and fans ask questions about those things? You have 2 things you can do. You can say you invent shit up on the spot and hope you remember it, or you say the answers will be answered, you know, in following books or something. But people will ask these questions, and sometimes the answer is logical. Like if like people are like, oh, but like you're describing these people living in the desert, but what do they even eat? You never describe any food. It's like, well, they eat whatever's available to them, and you probably can gather stuff from actual desert places and what they feed on and take inspiration from that and just say they probably eat dates and, you know, live around oases just because it's a desert kind of place. But if, you know, a lot of things kind of make sense and there's like a logic to it. If people ask specific questions, you can come up with stuff. Or if you haven't thought it out and you really want to give yourself the time to think about it, you just say that it's gonna come later. That's what I would do. Ha, Mr. Robot, I'm actually writing for once. Yeah, we are on a 9-minute break still, and we're discussing writing right now. So if you want to participate, if you want to write anything, draw, do something creative, do your homework, whatever you got to do, want to play video games, that's what we're doing today. We're doing a little bit of writing, a little bit of chatting. If you got questions. But yeah, it's a good question, Mr. Issues. I have thought about it. I have thought about the issue of like, if you don't fill out every single detail, but then you literally hinder yourself for a fear of possibly having people ask questions later. I like stories that are not perfect, that have holes in the world building, as long as they're not plot holes. But if there's holes in the world building, it just gives you space for creativity for later. If you write a sequel, if you write an alternate story in the same world, that sort of thing. Hydrate. That's a good idea. Thank you so much. I will hydrate. I don't have boba today. I was a little quick on starting the stream. So I didn't prepare boba, but maybe another time. But yeah, I do think making shit up as you go, making it make sense as you go is so much more easy. I've written with an ink and quill before. Have I? I have, multiple times. Like the postcard you're supposed to be receiving at some point was written with a quill, actually. Ah. Hello, hello, Wolfie. Welcome in. Hello, Felix. Hello, people. Thank you for the raid. I saw you were playing some Arc Raiders. This is going to be a very big switch in mood right now because we're just having a chat and a little writing session. If you guys want to join us, you can write, you can draw, you can do whatever you want. We're reading a little Reddit right now that somebody posted, and they are talking about world building and fantasy writing and some general guidelines on how to do things. And we're discussing how those apply and expectations and stuff like that. I know, Wolfie, you do write a lot. Like you write poetry. I don't know how much world building you have to do when you write poetry, so I'm not sure you're gonna find this particular useful unless you start writing like epic poetry on like fantasy stories. Is that cool, Felix? Thank you. It's what I initially did when I started streaming like last year. I wanted to always do writing and gaming, but then for a while I was a little lazy and running away from my obligations to write, let's say it like that. But I wanna actually finish writing this goddamn book now. It's like, how many words? It's 75,000 words, and I'm just over like the halfway point. Maybe 55 to 60% of the story is written. And I've had a hard time making time to write and stream because both activities take a lot of time. So I'm gonna try to do it together at the same time. It's a new challenge for 2026. But yeah, if you want to stick around, do some little writing or creating of any kind, you want to just doze off to this cute little sound, I could show you right now. We're on a train. We're on a train in a very cool little windy, wintry landscape. And we're doing some little writing here. Oh, you're so cute, Felix, with your little chicks. They're so cute. Of course there's boba. Of course there's boba. I paid extra for this boba, okay? But I can't even have boba in real life because I spilled it this weekend. No, it was Friday? Friday. Yeah, I spilled it Friday. And I don't trust myself with boba around my keyboard anymore. It'll take some time before I trust myself again. But yeah, we're reading this little thing here. We're on number 3. But it's about to be over. We still have 5 minutes. That's okay. Number 3 on this list. I'll add that you should not stress about voice or language utility in your first draft. Now, I don't fully agree with this one, but that's a, you know, we can discuss it. That draft is just you telling the story to yourself, and you can't be a judge and creator at the same time. There will be voice in your first draft. Everybody has one, and you can use later drafts to refine it. So voice is something that you need to define. It was something I discovered very recently while trying to get published. I didn't know what people meant by voice. It's just the way that everybody writes that feels like it's their own way to write. It's kind of a silly thing to say. It's like, just be yourself, just be unique in writing. You know, spill the tea does not mean literally, ha! Silly Wolfie. I know it doesn't mean that. I literally spilled it on myself too. It was so bad. There was boba all over my lap, all over my chair, all over the ground. I had to go and get changed on stream. It was really bad. But yeah, I agree to a point about this, about not worrying too much or stressing too much about voice and language. But I still do a little bit. Like, I can't keep myself from worrying a little bit. Like, most people say, just write, don't revise, don't reread what you've written, just keep writing, just get it all on the page, and later you'll go through the stuff and correct it and change it however you need it to be changed later. But I felt like I finished at least 3 or 4 books by now, 3 or 4 first drafts, let's call it that. And the more hurried I was in finishing the draft, the less I cared about the quality of it, and the more work I had later. And now I feel like I've learned my lesson from that, and I do not like the idea of giving my future self that much work. And so I do a little bit of revision while I work. It's part of my process now. I make sure that the voice feels right, the language is proper and accurate in what I want it to be. Obviously, a later, you know, read through and edit through is definitely going to make it tighter and better. But I still want to be proud and happy of what I'm doing in the present. So I do write a little slower than I used to. But I do that in order to save me time in the future. Are you wearing a poet's blouse? I do have one of those in real life. But currently, no, I don't have a poet's blouse specifically. I'm not writing poetry. You are. You're like a wolf in a poet's blouse. That'd be kind of funny. Do you have to research a lot when you write? It depends what I write about. If I write a story that's based entirely on fantasy and I'm making shit up as I go, not so much. If I'm writing fantasy about something very specific, like I have a story called The God Forge, and a lot of it was actual real life blacksmithing that I took as inspiration for the fantasy blacksmithing. So I did a lot of research on that. I try to do the research as I need it instead of going too deep into stuff I won't need later. So if I come up to a point where I have to describe something about blacksmithing, then I will do research at that moment. But sometimes I do end up in like rabbit holes of research, and I end up learning about stuff that will never come up in the book, never matter, except maybe there will be one word that is more precise than it could have been if I had not researched. But it's also like a lot of like curiosity as a writer, as a person. I don't think I would be able to pull off a poet's blouse. Why not? Go full Asterian with the whole poet's blouse thing. That would be kind of cool. I'm sure you could do it. I believe in you. We're about to get back into writing a little bit more. There's 30 seconds left, and I believe it's gonna start from the start, which is like a 20-minute writing. You don't have the cleavage for it. Dudes can wear poet's blouses. You don't need to have cleavage. I think the equivalent for men is the chest hair thing. I don't know. I don't know. A lot of women are into that. I wouldn't say I am, but I think it's probably a thing. Probably worth, you know, fluffing out the cleavage. Okay. So it just ended like this. So we could do another one. We have to start from scratch. Okay, you want a subject? And you're gonna write a 10-line poem on the topic. Okay, well, let me check something. Let me have an idea. I'm trying to find an idea. Is there like a word of the day or something? Can you write a poem about boba? Can you do that? Is that too much to ask? Well, we're gonna be starting a new 20-minute session now. I'm gonna continue writing my novel. You guys can do whatever you want. You can keep chatting. You can stick around. You can write. You can draw. Do homework. Your wish is my command. Okay, we're gonna have a boba poem at the end of this. Maybe, possibly. We'll see. But yeah. See you in 20 minutes, guys. Yeah, there is a timer. It's gonna be twice 20 minutes, so it's not too short. And I'm probably gonna do that again unless I reach 1,000 words. Then it's gonna be video games. I almost jumped at this one again, but I didn't this time. So the little 20-minute writing session is over. We got 5 minutes for a tiny break. I hope you guys managed to write a little bit, draw a little bit, whatever you're doing. I hope you've got some progress. It's going good. I am having some hard time with this conversation because I'm having a conversation, a dialogue right now, and one of the characters is very mysterious and enigmatic to me still. I know who he is, I know what his goals are, but it's the first time that anybody in the story is meeting him. And even though I had a shadowy figure in my head that sort of represented this character, and I had a pretty good idea of what's going on inside his head, it's harder to describe him currently because I never thought about what he looked like. And I'm not sure that what I'm setting off to do right now, the description I gave is going to remain the description for him, but it might be. We'll see. Oh shit, you finished your poem in 20 minutes? You're freaking badass. You called it Spill the Tea? That's so good. If you want, you can share it in chat, or you can share it to me and I can read it if you want me to do that. That's also an option. Yeah, I'm having a hard time with this character. Like, I'm struggling in describing his physical attributes, and I'm struggling with how much the character who's having the dialogue with him understands of him, because she doesn't like him, she doesn't trust him. It's her first time meeting him, and everything is telling her she shouldn't trust him, but he seems pretty... I don't know, I'm not sure he seems trustworthy, actually. I was gonna say he seems trustworthy, but I'm not sure. So I don't know what I'm doing with this scene, and it might change drastically before the end of the book. But yeah. What secrets have you got for me? I asked her to spill the tea. Her hand reached out for the boba. Clumsily, she knocked it over. All down the poet's blouse, the secrets won't leave the house, unless you reveal them on stream. Secrets hidden within the poet's seams, now soaked in boba tea. Some things are not meant literally. Oh, it's whimsical. I like it. It's really good. It doesn't even need to be written like a poem. It's written like a paragraph right now, but it's easy to tell where, each line ends. It's really cool. How can you do that in 20 minutes? Like, it rhymes and everything. You got a brain that works in stanzas somehow. I certainly don't. How much was it I have? My document's having a hard time calculating how many words. I still have at least 300 words to go, so hopefully we can do that in the next 20 minutes. It's just how my brain is trained. I get it though. I get it. I've written a lot of poetry and like lyrics in the past, and when your brain is in that mode and you do that a lot, it's easier. It's easier, but I wouldn't say it's easy. It's just easier to get into that rhythm, but it's still pretty impressive. Are you gonna write another poem for the next 20 minutes? Are you gonna do something else? Are you gonna go play video games or do something else, Mr. Wolfie? And whoever else is here. I'm not in the zone. I was relying on muscle memory. Still, I'm getting in the zone, but it takes me a couple minutes. Like, when the 20 minutes starts, it takes me at least 5 minutes to get back into it. Another subject. Okay, well, we got right now a very nice little landscape behind in the train, like outside the window of the train. Maybe something about this landscape, like pine trees or snow or something like that. Would that be a good topic? I swear I had an idea of like making maybe a stream where everybody has like one word and everybody has to write about that one word, and then we could share what we wrote for like 15 minutes or something. And I just haven't taken the time to make that list of words, but I could do that for the coming ones. I want to do other streams like this. In a couple seconds we're starting another 20 minutes, guys. Get ready, and it's starting now. The train is back on the tracks. Let's go. All right. We are done with the second 20-minute writing moment. And I'm pretty happy to say that I have reached my 1,000 word goal. So, it's the first time I'm playing this game and that I'm doing this. So, on my to-do list, I put 1,000 words, and I can say I did that. And then I'm also gonna go in my habit, and on Monday I did 1,000 words. So what does it mean? I don't know. It's a game. It's somehow gamifying goals or something. Thank you so much, Felix. This is adorable. The little applauding chicks. You finished with like 3 minutes on the clock. I was waiting. Yeah, I was waiting too. The last 5 minutes I went to pee and then I came back and I forced myself to write like an extra 100 words. But I was mostly done with the scene I wanted to do today, so I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, productive stream. Exactly. I'm happy about this. I wish I would do that more often, but at the same time, I don't want to necessarily write 1,000 words every day. Well, maybe I do, but maybe not on the stream because it's got a little extra stress to it. I don't know. This says reach new spiritographer rank. Whatever does that mean? It says more spirit hints have been added to your spirit decks. What is a spirit dex? You can find spirits in this game. So I'm going to show you how this works actually. This is pretty cool. I'm going to show you. We're going to go back to the bedroom. I'm going to change the sound because we got... Also, if you want to share the what you've written, what you've worked on, please go ahead. I like this little sound. Like I can change the soundscape entirely. So right now we got like the snowstorm and we've got the relaxing rails. Since we're no longer on the train, I can turn that off. But like I can have like birds singing. I can have like a cat making noises. We have like water. We have the ocean. Dishwasher? I don't know how the dishwasher should be relaxing. I don't know about that. But like there's a bunch of different things that we could do. Right now I got the gentle snowstorm. We could have like a rumbling thunder, like cozy fireplace. There's so many different like soundscapes for this. The second poem is called landscape mode. That's pretty cool. You can toggle between writing, reading, and playing too. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like I want to do the productivity part. I wanna write. I want to get shit done. I want to be able to publish a book and be like, guys, the book is out. You can go check it out, and then everybody can go check it out, and that'd be really, really cool. But I won't be able to do that if I keep on just streaming. So definitely I need to work on that. All right, let's read Wolfie's poem. I spend so much time looking at a screen, I forget to look out the window. At the snow-covered trees with the wind blowing a crescendo. No amount of pixels can render such beauty. I play video games so that I can lose me. Lost in fantastical worlds at a click of a mouse, but there's a whole other world outside of my house. Looking and leaving is the only solution. Yes, I will make it my resolution. That is also something I'm trying to add as a resolution for this year. I don't really have resolutions because whenever I state it as a resolution, I end up not doing it because I hate authority, and so if I create rules for myself, I will defy my own rules. It's stupid, but that's how I work. But yeah, so I've been thinking about like what I want to do this year. I want to write more, and I want to go out and walk in nature more. So that's definitely something I haven't done yet because it's been really, really cold here. But eventually, I want to do that. I hope you guys find some time to be creative too. I think it's important. It's great to play video games. Video games can be creative, but I think there's a little bit extra to doing it like more directly. You ended it with a pun? That is a good point. I will make my resolution. That makes so much. Goddamn, I was not reading for a pun, so I didn't see it. But now that you say it, I cannot unsee it. That was a lot of sibilance in this sentence. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go all alliteration on you guys. But yeah, so this app is really cool. I was planning on using it a little bit more. And what you're supposed to do is like, you are supposed to have like, okay, I'm going to make myself disappear for a little bit. So you're supposed to have like your character like this, and you could give different activities. So I could be like, wait. Well, the bed But then what about the bed? Can I not change what I'm doing on the bed? I thought I could. Oh, so just I could choose the bed. Okay, I could be relaxing on the bed, reading. I could be gaming, or like browsing on the web. I could be by the bay window, reading, meditating, looking out the window, knitting. I do not know how to knit, so I'm not gonna do that for real. I could be stretching or cleaning. And then I could be by the desk, again, writing by hand, typing on the computer, painting something, gaming, or drawing. And then there's the fireplace. I've seen a lot of people do the fireplace one. With like writing, sipping on hot cocoa, playing with my little pet, knitting, and gaming and reading. So all those activities you could do here. You can also be in full view and just see my characters in the corner there. And then I could choose location and go to the train. And then in the train I can sit, I think. Yeah, I could sit here and like be doing a bunch of different things. I could sleep, read, take pictures. Or I could be outside and then read and do all those things. Everything about this thing, all of the colors, all of the decor is you know, customizable up to your personal preference. You know, just stop this thing because we don't really need it anymore. And you could like customize everything. You could choose the decor, the background, the railing, everything. You could change the colors. And you can also make your own character like any way you like. So you can have like different appearances, different clothing. And then the spirit companions, like as you do certain activities, you unlock different like companions like this. I think this one is my favorite just because I love a little jelly. And then you can also modify your activity items that you have. So like this is really, really cool. The more you do stuff, the more you accumulate credits, like spirit credits, and then those spirit credits allow you to like buy new things. So you could buy new like accessories. Like let's say I want to have headphones, and then I could color the headphones. I have to buy them and stuff. No wolf. I mean, I haven't discovered all of the companions. There's like different spirits for all sorts of things, and the way to unlock the little guys is literally through doing certain activities. Like if you stay like 5 minutes like this playing a game, maybe it's going to unlock a new little spirit, and there's no way to know. But I don't know. It said there's a clock. Okay, there's going to be a new expansion too. It's going to be a little garden, and that is definitely going to be my cup of tea. I could also have like little music playing, a little lo-fi music. I don't really like music. It takes me out of being able to write, so I turn it off. But there's like a bunch of options here. Oh, that's the spirit decks. Okay, so I have 3 spirits, and I have hints to find these guys. The past few mornings, I've been awoken by a curious chipping noise. It's not helping me much. My room has been extra hot lately. I wonder if there's something up with my fireplace. So maybe staying by the fireplace would unlock this little guy. As the light gets slow, I seem to keep stepping on bits of loose knitting yarn. So maybe knitting is going to give me this guy. Whenever I'm reading, so reading would give me that. So what is this one? Awoken, so it's probably if I sleep in the bed. And then this one. That's an Among Us character. What the hell? And then there's some different ones for like the train. You have me muted? Yeah, that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. Because I have a hard time writing to stuff that I was not intentionally listening to. Like for me, this kind of ambiance is okay. But if it's not like music, it might be the wrong music. So for what I'm trying to write, usually I've been listening to the Dune 2 soundtrack to write the story that I'm writing right now. But like ambiance like this is actually doable. Like I can actually write to this. But if it was like music, I would not be able to. It would literally take me out. I don't know why there's this the little Among Us thing. But yeah, I think it's a pretty cool app. I'm probably gonna use it a little bit. I bought it to be able to stream and write like this with you guys, so I think it's pretty cool. So what I was thinking of doing, we're gonna stop this and go to the room. What I was thinking of doing, we might play a little bit. What time is it? It's 7? Yeah, it's good enough time. Yeah, exit game. And we'll continue the Reddit that we were reading next time. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pin it or something. I don't know. I'll find a way to not lose where we were. You got boba, Felix. I'm jealous. I want boba too. I have leftover sushi. That's all I've got. Which is kind of cool, but it's not what I wanted. I'm gonna put myself more in the middle right now. It's kind of silly. I'm not in the middle. Ugh, I want boba so much. It's such a problem. God, the sound is so low. I'm gonna make a character. And then I'll show you what I'm doing. And then I'll change the Twitch profile thing. You're gonna judge me. You're gonna judge me so hard. Can you even guess what I'm about to do? I'll give you guys 2 colors. Can you choose red or blue? Wait, I'm gonna make you actually vote for this. I'm gonna make you vote. Because I don't want to have exactly that. I don't want to have to count. Please vote in the poll, please. So it's gotta be easier for me to do it. You could use channel points to give more votes to what you prefer. Ha 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 ha. Oh, Wolfie, I think you're you're using a lot of points. Okay, okay. Oh shit, 20. You're putting so many points, guys. What? 34? 37, 40 votes? I'm afraid. I'm afraid. You're out of points, Felix? Oh god, oh god. That is so many points. Wolfie needed an outlet for the amount of points he had. He needed to give up some of his power. The hell? My phone just starts ringing randomly. I'm letting the vote finish. So blue has won. Okay, okay, okay. All right, blue has won. Now let me show you what blue means. I don't even know if that's even possible. My name is not available, guys. You will never run out of points. How could you say that? I don't even know how to create a name. All right, I managed to create a name. All right, let me show you what I'm doing now. You're gonna run away, but it's okay. I'm gonna repair, and then. Hi, Icy. Hello, hello. Welcome in. You actually wanted blue all along? That's okay. Then it's blue that won. And blue is Alliance on the WoW server. Oh, there's no sound. 1 second. Now there is sound.
The Draenei hope to gather a new coalition of warriors, Burning Legion, and put a halt to its horrific burning crusade.
Now I'm gonna go with
armed only with
stuff.
Courage and their unshakable faith in the light. The Draenei look
this is
forward
classic
to
WoW,
finding the
guys.
Alliance,
Because I'm
ushering
silly.
them towards the destiny that awaits beyond the skies
I just felt
of
like
Azeroth.
being lazy today and
Now,
just doing something
the
easy.
fate of 2 worlds rests in your hands.
I'm a little surprised though. Sound is kind of loud. And then every time I click outside, I lose the sound. It's annoying. Okay. Audio. The sound is fine. But I do want the sound to continue. Yes, there you go. In the background. I want the auto loop and a bunch of action bars. I think that's what I need. That's not what I want. This is what I like. Perfect. Is this WoW? Yes, it is WoW. And you helped me choose the character I was going to play. So blue won. This is WoW. So I'm going to change the game we're playing right now to WoW. I don't know if I have to do WoW Classic. No, I guess not. Perfect. This is WoW Classic. This is not the WoW that everybody plays nowadays. It's what people used to play forever ago. This is an expansion called Burning Crusade. I have not played this very much. I am not gonna read any of the quests, I'm telling you right now. I just want to go and do a cozy stream of just running around. MMOs have been literally like the main games that I've played my entire life. I mostly played MMOs with friends and stuff. Also, I'm gonna do one thing. Actually, I'm gonna do one thing, and it is to be here, a little bit big like this, and then chat is gonna go on the other side. Because people I know and their real names could appear. So I want to protect my friends. So I'm going to be a little big, but it's okay. 2004 game, yeah. Thank you for the Lark Ultima. 21 years ago. Maybe. Maybe. You're gonna have to live with me being very big. Because this chat is... I don't think I can make the chat disappear without a mod. Well, maybe actually I could make it disappear with this. Height. No, I cannot. I can make it kind of small like this. That's good. Even smaller. So, yeah. So if my real life friends actually get connected, you won't see their names. Because the thing is, it's really stupid. But when you have like friends that are like real people you know in real life on WoW, it's their real full names, first name and last name that appear.
Blessings upon your family.
And I don't want that to like dox my friends and shit. So that's why I'm in front of the chat. There's also other things you could do. You could literally put like a big square over the chat, because when people pop in, that's where they appear. But yeah. We got a lot of quests. We gotta find Vial of Moth Blood and Volatile Mutation. So let's go see that. I'm just gonna reorganize my bar because this is bullshit. I have Gift of Naru. It heals the target. Okay, so this is a heal. I'm a heal. I'm a healer. We'll see what happens. I am a little bit big right now. Maybe just a little too big. There. Don't kill me. So yeah, if you had chosen red, I would have gone with a blood elf. Because you chose blue, I am a Drane, or however you say the name. In classic WoW, you get none of the quality of life of just leveling up your character on the fly. You have to go back to a class trainer, and you're supposed to organize like dungeons with people by talking to people. So that's definitely a big challenge. Most MMOs are not so multiplayer anymore. I only ever did the trial of this. Did you like it? You did the trial and was it because you don't like to pay for a game like on the monthly basis? Because I don't like paying for a game on a monthly basis either. If I have to pay every month, I always like cancel it out. And if I want to still continue playing, then, only then, do I repay another month. I don't like automatic payments on my credit card. It pisses me off that so many games nowadays do that. It's just always automatic. They always just want your money. I played Anarchy Online for a year, and my friend who I played with switched to this, so I gave it a shot. And did your friend just not want to continue playing this? You got a new belt. Ah shit, somebody else is killing this guy. Well, I'll focus on this guy then. Doing pretty good. We don't have a lot of inventory right now. And we're not playing hardcore. I have played hardcore before.
I need more mana.
A little bit. But I hate just dying and losing my character forever. Level up! Yeah, this was subscription based. Anarchy Online was free, so I didn't stick with this bastard trial. Anarchy Online was free. Wait, I think I've played that, but I don't remember what it looks like. I've played so many different MMOs. The free ones were definitely the ones I played the most because, well, my parents didn't like the idea of paying with their credit card either, so that makes sense. It makes sense how I also ended up not wanting to do that. To interface. Yeah, I don't want no helm and no cloak. I hate that. Now, what else do we need? Volatile mutation. What did I get that from? Oh, these little guys. These little mutated creatures. I'm hoping being a priest is gonna give me a chance to kind of survive. Hello, hello, welcome in. Liars come back. That's a cool name. How you doing? I'm having a hard time finding the little guys. I think the other guy is literally just murdering all of them. Doing good. How's everybody's day going? I didn't even ask you guys. Earlier we did a little writing stream. And I was so focused on writing and talking about writing that I didn't even think about asking you guys. How's everybody's day going? This terrible Monday that induces the Monday blues. I hope everybody's still having an okay start of the week. I almost didn't go to work this morning because I woke up with my neck kind of like stuck. I don't know how to call it in English. Going good. I have a lot of work due tomorrow. Oh God. I hope you can do it. I hope you can do all of it in time. I give myself deadlines, but I typically don't have any deadlines. In fact, I am saying it right now on stream. I will finish my novel before the end of this year. This is going to be my deadline, is the end of this year. A crick in your neck, that's the word. Yeah, because I'm old. That's what happens when you're old. Things like that, you know? Hopefully, yeah, exactly. That's the energy you need. You just need to say you're gonna do it, and everything will be okay. Is it like work stuff? Like homework stuff? If you want to discuss it, obviously. You might want to focus on your thing instead of chatting. And that's all good. No, that's bad. So I had this crick in my neck this morning and I didn't really want to go to work. I was just like, should I? But then I remember that the other day, like a week ago, somebody was mean to me at work. And I took a day off just because I was very emotional and very upset because that guy was very mean to me. Just making me feel like I was inferior and stupid and everything. Turns out that's not what he meant, but that definitely is what he said. And everybody was uncomfortable with how he talked to me. And so my boss was like, oh, go take a day off. And I took a day off, but that, you know, means I didn't have that extra day off for an actual sick day after. So I couldn't really take a day off this morning. And I went into work. And I just had to put up with it. My dad has been off work since end of last week with the flu. Oh no. I've heard like the flu is pretty bad this year. Like people have been having a hard time. It seems a pretty rough one.
Good fortune. Be kind to those less fortunate. Do not lose faith.
For my job, what is this? For my job, I do get a flu shot every year, so it helps a little bit. I haven't had the flu ever. I have had colds. I don't think I've ever had a flu.
Be kind to those less fortunate. Greetings.
I think I'm gonna make potions with this character, maybe? I'm not sure. He's getting older, he's more susceptible. Yeah, definitely. And so am I. I'm over 100 years old, you know? I could definitely catch it and just be in trouble.
All prices here are reasonable.
Why does she get to have a belly button shirt and I have to have an ugly red dress? This sucks. What if I remove this shirt? Oh god, that's quite the cleavage. Okay, we'll go with the cleavage. I don't need this shirt. It's useless. so many things. And then you don't have any food. You don't have any food. Who has food? I want food. Well, not anybody here. Oh, the priest. Hello, Mr. Priest.
Each day is a blessing. May your days
I don't
be
even know
long,
what the story of
your
the priest is.
hardships few. Safe journey.
Is that it? Wow. Oh, wait. You can teach me shit.
Arcanon Poros.
Yeah, sure.
Be
Alright.
well.
I'm learning this little thing here. And I get... No, I don't want to put it on him. Okay, good. I didn't want to put it on him. Who sells stuff here? Nobody. How old are your parents? I'm curious. Who has the older parents? I mean... my parents are ancient. In fact, my parents are not even alive anymore. They've been dead since the Victorian era. There's nothing to be done about it. No, my parents are late stage boomers. Let's go with that. That's as precise as I will be. Late stage boomers. And they do fit that description quite well. The boomerism is very strong with them. Who sells food? I need refreshing spring water. Oh, do you? General supplies.
Find
Yes.
something useful.
Alright,
Remember
that
the
should be
lessons
enough.
of the past.
Blessings upon you. Favor the road traveled by few.
This guy's scary.
Fall. Do not lose faith.
Hey, we're talking about inoculation. Yay. No idea what boomer age bracket is. The last boomers are going into retirement right now. The boomers, I think, if I remember correctly, they're the babies that came from the good times, the easy times after the Second World War. What am I supposed to do with these guys? Rescue the survivors with what? This? Yes, this. Okay. What is this? What is here? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What was that? Oh god, that was the fire. I was making noise. I thought I was getting attacked. Am I not supposed to, like, inoculate this guy? I guess he's not the one I'm supposed to inoculate. Nestle, he's a mutated one. Okay, okay. Yeah, exactly. My parents are the last boomers. That means they're the youngest boomers. Murdering their friends and turning them into weird creatures immune to the disease now. I'm gonna murder you. Yeah, so about the same age range. That might make you reassess how old I am, but I shall not confirm or infirm anything. Why should I? This is the internet. I can say what I want. I can lie and say whatever I want. I grew up at a time when our parents told us all kids that you should never tell the truth online. You should always lie. You should make up an identity, use nicknames, never tell people your real age, and all of those things. And I am still, to this day, following the rules. Ow, that sound was very loud. I already gave you the age on your birthday. Yeah, and you were wrong, so... But then again, even if you were right, I would still say you were wrong, so you'll never know. A lady's gotta keep her secrets. Exactly, exactly. I want it to be my birthday again. I like birthdays. These fires are so loud. God damn it. All kids are just gone. Don't wish your life away. Lying about my age does not wish my life away. It's just silliness. Also, I mean, who knows? I may be over 100 years old. What are you calling me now? Legalopoli? Hello, hello. I hope you're doing well in Legoland tonight. Legoland? Did I choose the wrong game? No, it's WoW. You said you wish it was your birthday again. Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah. No, I meant like I wish I had 2 birthdays in a year. It doesn't need to make me age faster. You just, you know, celebrate the 6 months and then you celebrate the 1 year kind of thing. That'd be cool. Hey, little guy, I'm gonna inoculate you against mutation. Wouldn't you want to have like a halfway point birthday and then an actual birthday? It's just more cake. Only the queen has 2 birthdays? What? How? How does she have 2? Like a coronation birthday? You just threw a bunch of words together? That's all good. That's what we did earlier. We had the first writing stream of the year. And we threw a bunch of words at paper and we called it a day. And we're probably gonna do it again. At some point. Yeah, the coronation and actual birthday. That's kind of cool. Then I should have a coronation too. I should do that. Every woman should have a coronation day. And maybe every man too. I don't know. Do men want to have a coronation day? I'm going to destroy all these evil people. Hopefully I don't get lost, but I might. Oh, that thing over there, I need that. Yeah. And you have an affiliate birthday. Oh, yeah, I have the stream birthday, like starting the stream, which was I think March. And then the affiliate birthday is like in August. And then my birthday in October. That's a lot of birthdays. You're right. It's a good point. It's a good opportunity. Oh, there's more owl whatever down there. I was going to call them owl bears, but I don't think they're owl bears. They're not. We're not playing D&D, which is sad because I wish this game could be D&D. Why did I choose to play a cleric? Kind of feel silly now because my favorite class is like druid. But then druid is not really satisfying in this game. I wish it could be a little bit more like D&D. But druid in this game is really just like choosing a way to live, like an animal, and you always turn into that animal instead of turning into the one that you might need depending on the situation and adapting. You're always like you focus, and I don't like that quite as much. How many do I have to inoculate? 2 more. Oh, this guy over there. You need to be inoculated. Come back. I'll save your life from the plague. All right. Hello, Lollapalooza. Well, hello. Einherjar. I cannot make up a name for you because I don't think I would make a good name. I'll give you a name you won't like and it's not gonna be good. But hi, how are you doing, Einherjar? Have you been playing a lot of your what's it called? VR thing, your virtual reality thing. Played any more of the sororitas game? I'm literally selling my Warhammer minis right now. I feel like I'm betraying the hobby. I'm a bad person. How did I get out of here? I don't remember. Was it? I don't know where to go. I remember playing this game when I was a kid when it came out initially. I didn't play the actual game because I didn't have the money. I would play some like copied servers that people had made for free. And I would play that. And this is probably the first expansion of WoW I've played through those weird servers that I had found. No, I haven't been doing too much VR right now. Got a new tattoo. Letting it heal before I do anything that would damage it. Wait, where is the tattoo? Like on your head? On your face? How would playing VR hurt the tattoo? Oh, so what is the tattoo? I'm curious now. I like some little tattoos. They're cute. All of my stuff is shit. There's a little skunk. Later in WoW, you can adopt all sorts of critters. But right now, we're playing the classic WoW. So, none of that silliness. I'm gonna go watch your movie. I will leave you on lurk with your avatar game. Thank you so much. Avatar game? What are you going on about? It's a right forearm. It's a sacred geometry with scripture that wraps around. That's pretty cool. I'm not entirely sure what sacred geometry is, though. Some sort of talisman? Some sort of faith-based tattoo? I hope it heals real good. And it looks good and you'll be happy.
The Legion's end draws near.
What do I want? Defense or strength? Defense. I don't need strength. I saw a few pics on Discord. Yes, that's what I like.
Forgotten us. Be kind to those less fortunate.
New pants. I'm gonna sell you some stuff.
Browse at your leisure.
I'm not leisure. No. I won't. Oh god. It gave us some potions. I don't think any other starter area gives potions. What the hell? Oh, did you send them right now? I'm gonna go check on the Discord. Ah, that is not Discord. Wait, yes, that is Discord. What the hell? Oh, it's not. You haven't posted anything yet. You tell me when it's posted.
The Naru have not forgotten us.
An actual bag? Hey, it's an actual bag. You got an extra bag. What level are we? Level 4? Then there's probably more stuff to gather. Yay, another heal. And Shadow Word Pain, whatever that is. Wow, our heal is already level 2. It's pretty cool. And then we got some more damage. And now we're supposed to go west. My dress is so ugly. It's so ugly. I wish the colors weren't so crazy in WoW. Classic WoW is very good for that. A lot of like crazy colors. But yet rubbing and bumping a fresh tattoo could hurt it, and I bump shit all the time. Oh god. I don't think I was that careful with my tattoos. I don't think I was careful at all, in fact. I just bumped and did whatever. The only thing that was important, I think, was just not going in the pool. Which, you know, I'm not much of a pool person, so wasn't much of a sacrifice. Do we need anything for this guy? No. We need flowers, right? Yeah. Did you post it up on Discord? I'm gonna go see.
I need to target something first.
Oh god, so many people writing to me on Discord. It's not you. It's not even you. Can't wear jewelry because I'm allergic to a lot of metal, but ink sticks to my skin really well, so that's why I'm extra careful. But that's cool. Like that allows you to have like some nice little decoration. I find it very strange that our body is silly enough to think metal is like an attack on it. Like, why? You're not the first person I've heard that is allergic to some metals, and I'm just like, why is the body going crazy about metal? What the hell? It makes no sense in my head. Ooh, is this a better dress? No, it's the same dress. It's exactly identical. My body decided it's allergic to all animals with fur. Good thing we don't live in the olden times, and I don't have to have animals on a farm, you know? Because if I needed to have a farm to survive, like cattle or something, I would just not survive. I don't think I went to the best tattoo artist. When it came to my tattoos, I regretted it a little bit after I had mine done. Because they kind of bled a little bit, and the lines were not really even. And I regretted it a little bit. It was kind of expensive too, so it feels even stupider too. To just fall for like a tattoo artist that just is not really... He's not really doing the best job. But when it comes to jewelry, I've actually started wearing jewelry a little bit more. I like stuff with like real gems. Like even like non-precious gemstones. Like I don't care about preciousness of it all. And I like silver a lot, but also silver is like the most accessible, the least expensive option. I hooked her off with my tattooist, but she was very good even though she wasn't an apprentice. That's really cool. I had a friend refer me to an actual tattoo artist because I was thinking of getting a third one. I don't think I ever will though, because I did regret the two that I already have. Like they don't really fit with like my style and the clothes that I like to wear. They kind of clash a little bit. And so sometimes I wish I could just, you know, erase them. But my friend's got some really, really good tattoos. They're like super detailed and colorful. I'm not much of a colorful person. I like black tattoos, like just basic ass tattoos. I don't like when there's too much color. You have 6 now. Shit. Are they all on your arm? Are you like doing a sleeve kind of thing? I don't think I saw any tattoos when you shared your VR thing and your like your knife handling thing. Oh, they're all upper body. My 2 tattoos are like at the opposite, the most opposite position possible on the body. One of them is on my ankle and the other one is at the back of my neck where my hair starts. This is the most opposite places you could think of. They're not even like connected thematically or anything like that either. They're just 2 things I wanted. And both of them my parents bought for me. My parents paid for my tattoos as like birthday gifts. A lot of people, they have to like hide their tattoos from their parents or wait until their parents, you know, agree to it. My parents were just like, you want a tattoo for your birthday? Yeah, fine. Here's the money. Do you want us to be there in case you start crying? No? Okay, fine. That was about it. I did end up going with a friend, but god damn, it was... The one at the back of the neck was very painful.
Good health.
I don't recommend this location for anyone. What level am I? I'm still 6. I'm still 6! I understand. I don't really have a theme or placement, but they are very significant. They tell chapters in my life. Well, that's kind of cool. Mine were kind of symbolic too, like kind of what I was hoping for. One is a bird, like the whole freedom kind of thing. The other one is like a sort of talisman of strength and like focus and art, that sort of thing. But don't get hurt, little lady. But they don't thematically kind of really fit. And the third one I was thinking about was actually not even thematically fitting either. I had found this like Siberian priestess mummy, and she was like so well preserved that the tattoos that she had in life are still visible on her like mummified skin. And I just literally took that mummy image online and just retraced the tattoo and just fixed it. And I was gonna get the tattoo on my skin just because I thought it was kind of interesting. It was kind of cool. But I didn't end up doing it for multiple reasons. It was also going to be my biggest one, and I chickened out for sure. But my tattoos are placed in places because as a woman, if I ever get pregnant or that sort of thing, there's always a chance of like certain body parts stretching more than others and stuff like that. And weight gain, that sort of thing in specific places. So my tattoos are in places that weight gain will never like stretch them out. Just in case I'm unlucky. Maybe this one is better. Yeah. Alright, what do we have here? I have a bunch of blood elves. What the hell are you doing here, guys? You don't have anything to do with this place. I'm just killing all of them. I need to kill 10 of them? That's so many. What the hell? It's way too many people to kill. Are they all gonna come at me? They might. Oh, please, only one at a time. No, not 3! I don't want 3 at a time. I want to live. Alright, go back. Go back, you little assholes. I'm gonna go up then. Oh no, this girl. Someone has the statues would totally understand. At least they should if they care about you. Oh, sure, but I wasn't doing it for other people. I just don't like the idea of my tattoos stretching out and like becoming less recognizable. It's really just for me. Not gonna lie, I didn't expect WoW. Well, initially we were raiding today, okay? And we reached our goal, and I just wanted to reward myself with something cozy and easy to do. So I'm just playing some classic WoW, turning the brain off, rewarding myself for writing 1,000 words of my novel, and continuing the new chapter I was on. It's doing pretty good. I do like some classic WoW. I'm not crazy about retail, so we're here. That is going to be Warframe. It could have been Warframe, but the thing about Warframe is it's a little bit more demanding for the visuals. My computer would have maybe a little bit of harder time. Anything online with good graphics is kind of hard for me to run somehow. And I have really good internet, so I don't understand. It might be that I don't have enough memory to handle the live 2D avatar with some online games or something like that. I don't know. But Werewolf's Meat has been like really difficult and taxing on my computer. And I have a feeling Warframe would be similarly difficult. I don't know, there's like a point of interest over there. Hopefully we get to something. Oh god, don't you dare avoid my attack, you silly man. Ugh, they're using up all of my mana. This is bad. I am not a mage. I cannot just have unlimited mana pools. I did start the stream a little earlier too. I was really inspired to write. Yesterday, I was so into it. I almost started I had the idea of doing the writing stream yesterday night. But it was like almost 10:30 my time. And usually 10:30 is the time I go to sleep. But I took my meds a little late yesterday. Instead of taking them in the morning, I remembered to take them around noon. Which meant that I was going to be quite awake. And quite, alert, let's say. As though it's pretty much like taking coffee is what my medication kind of does. So it was like being on coffee at 10:30 p.m. and I was just like, I should stream and do some writing stream. But it was so late and I was like, no, I need to be reasonable. I need to be a good person. Oh shit, are they in a group? Are they in a group? Okay. I'm gonna invite the other one too. Because if you're not in a group, one of us attacks and then we would all lose the thing. But yeah, so I didn't do it. And so the second I came home and finished eating my dinner today, I just started the stream. Hasty, brain can't beat bunk of brain has no juice, bunk wins. Yes, that makes all the sense. How was the writing? It was pretty good. I managed to continue the scene I wanted to write, and it took about 1,000 words. It was a little tiring. It's different to write on stream with other people around than to write on my own. It's not the same experience.
That's still recharging.
It's a little bit more mentally taxing and harder to get into, but I might get used to it, and we might do that once in a while, just to be cool. Once in a while we can have a little writing session together. I was thinking eventually, if I'm not working on my own novel or nobody has anything specific they want to do, we could also have a theme and everybody writes on that theme, or we have a word, everybody has to write something and include that word, so that if we do that, then we could share the stories on in chat and just encourage everybody to write and have some fun with it. You're a writer. I thought you would like a challenge. I do like a challenge, but I also have a hard time just writing this year, so I'm gonna try to aim for something a little easy before I go for challenges.
Arcanon Poros.
Oh, so there's a lot of pressure.
Remain.
Just doing things online is just so much pressure, in my opinion. This new dress is so pretty. I love this purple. Well, it's not really a dress. It's more like a shirt, I guess. But it's really cool. What am I doing now? Oh, I'm killing that boss again? Ah. Ah. Easy is dumb. I mean, you gotta just do what works. Like, I don't want to challenge myself and make myself hate writing and then stop writing. I've done that before. Like, I forced myself to write a novel in a month. I've done it a couple times. And every time it was always a little off. And I had a lot of work to fix it. So I'm just like, I'm not here for the challenge. I'm not here for difficulty. I'm here to, you know, do art and have fun and relax with it. That's when I do my best stuff. Wait, no, I meant trying to decode what I said about magic not being able to beat strength or mana runs out. Yeah, I was completely lost. I did not understand it. That was too complicated for me. I'm sorry. You're too smart for me. No, they murdered her before I arrived. You'll have to wait. Orc speak. Well, I'm not an orc. How did you want me to understand? I'm an unfortunate little human. Please. Please, appear. Please. Please, I want to murder you. Please, show up. Uh-oh. What was that? Oh, it's somebody. Have you guys ever played some WoW? Oh, I'm gonna kill this guy before he's a problem. Gotta do something cool? But what kind of something cool? What do you mean? Everything I do is cool.
Inventory is full.
Too bad. I'm not bringing that too. Alright, everybody's dead. I didn't know I had to do this in 2 times. So silly. Sure. Yeah! I don't need to do anything cooler than I'm already doing. We were talking about tattoos. We were talking about jewelry. We were talking about writing. It's all good stuff. Also, I can't wait, but the artist for my model is working on a long skirt. I'm finally gonna be able to hide my legs and be a proper lady. And eventually I'll have some long sleeves too. The short sleeves are not proper for a young lady. This is absolutely indecent that you can see my arms like this. But I'll have something to cover up soon enough. It's so funny that you go back in time and a woman showing ankles was like the most like
May your days be long.
scandalous thing.
Good health, long life.
And like later down the line it was like showing calves was such a, you know, such a sexy thing. And then do we have anything right now? I'm gonna sell stuff.
Wish to buy?
I don't need
Trade?
this. I don't need this. I don't need this. I don't need this. And then showing knees was all the thing. And then showing thighs. Now people go around to the grocery store and stuff with skirts that could barely be what I would call belts. And I'm not used to that.
Journey.
I'm just not used to that. I would never be comfortable wearing that. People can do whatever they want, and they can do whatever makes them comfortable, and I'm comfortable with people dressing however they want. But I myself am very uncomfortable with a very short skirt. I don't understand. I need my clothes to be convenient enough that if I have to run for my life because it's the end of the world, I don't lose my shoes, I don't break my ankles, I don't reveal my underwear while I'm running, or like maybe climbing or doing whatever I need to survive. I always have to be ready for the end of the world. You might think it's strange. You might think I'm being overly prepared for no good reason. But I've had to run after a bus. And if I was wearing high heels, I would never have caught the bus. I would have just hurt myself. And I'm not saying I never hurt myself running after a bus. I actually have. This would be a very silly story. But it is a story that's happened to me years and years ago when I used to live with my parents in the mountain. There was only one bus every hour that would go from my workplace to my home or school to my home. It was a public bus, but they sucked at making us like a good schedule for the bus. And so if I missed the bus, I would be stuck at the bus stop for an hour. And it was a big storm coming. And I didn't want to be caught in the storm at the bus stop that doesn't have like walls and a roof or anything like that. It's just like a pole in the ground that says this is a bus stop. So I didn't want to be there while 1, rain, and 2, thunderstorm was gonna go. And this bus decided to not stop because the driver was an asshole. Now, there's a whole reason why he was an asshole, but he just didn't want to stop because he felt he didn't have to stop at this bus stop. But he had to, officially. That's what the bus's schedule said, and he just didn't want to because he was an asshole. So I saw him. He passed in front of me, and he stopped a little further down the street, at the actual stop, like a literal stop sign that he had to stop anyway. So him stopping at me, letting me on, would have not made his run any longer than it already was. And then I saw him stop at that stop sign. I thought, I don't want to get caught here in a thunderstorm. So I decided, okay, then I'm going to run. I'm going to catch this bus. I'm going to run, and I'm going to scold this guy for like literally, leaving me alone in a thunderstorm outside, because it's not very nice.
Open your heart to the light.
I run to the bus stop, but it is spring. And in spring, what happens a lot where I live is there is a lot of sand on the sidewalk. Because in the winter, the sand is used to prevent, like it's called grit pretty much, but it's kind of like sand. But it's used to prevent people from slipping on ice. But in spring, that sand just accumulates on the side of the street and on the sidewalk, and it's just everywhere, and you need to have like trucks collect all of that. And the trucks had not done their job yet. But I want to learn how to fish.
Favor the road traveled by few. Open your heart to the light.
And I want a fishing pole.
Remain vigilant.
But yeah. He was at the stop, and I ran in that grit. And that grit, well, it's slippery. And so I ended up slipping in that and breaking my fall while I was holding a lot of stuff in my hands. I had bags and stuff. And I broke my fall with my arms, and I still have scars to this day from that fall. And I was covered in blood. My pants had literally like opened up like at the knee. My arms were covered in scrapes and blood, and it was horrible. And I was just crying on the sidewalk, just desperate, just so sad that, all of this was just so bad and happening to me, And the thunderstorm was coming, and the bus, wasn't stopping for me, and the bus guy was being an asshole. But then the guy suddenly, well, I guess he saw me on the side there, and he stopped the bus, got out of the bus, and came over to me. And the first thing he told me is not, are you okay? Can I do anything to help you or anything like that? No, the first thing out of his mouth was, I'm not supposed to stop at that bus stop that you were at. So it was like kind of like an accusation of like, you never should have run. It's your fault that you're hurt kind of thing. But also an admission of guilt because he was literally saying, I'm not guilty for you getting hurt because I was not supposed to stop there. So yeah, I was a little pissed. And I told him, yes, you're supposed to stop. I pointed at the sign and it said between this hour and that hour, buses are supposed to stop there. And I guess he saw the sign for the first time. And he told me, all right, just get on the bus and I'll get you to your stop. And I was still, you know, covered in blood, adrenaline pumping, crying, having a really ass time of it all. But I get on the bus. And then adrenaline starts coming down because I'm sitting, I'm safe, and the pain was coming. It was so bad. It was burning my knees, my arms, everything. I walk home from the bus stop when he drops me off at my bus stop. I walk home all the way uphill into the mountain to the house where I live with my parents. I come home and my sister sees me in the doorway. I'm like shouting like, please come help me. Please come help me. I'm crying. I'm not doing good. I just want to freaking lie down and rest. You know, I'm like so tired, so exhausted. And my sister comes in the doorway. Like she looks at me and she starts crying because I was so mangled and I was so bloodied that my sister thought I had been hit by a car. So yeah. That was a very big, very horrible accident that happened to me. Because buses suck. But I still take buses. Because I don't have a car. But I made sure that I moved to areas where I would at least have buses that are more frequent. So that if I miss one bus, I don't have to run after a bus. And I've never run after a bus ever again. Even if the bus is literally on the other side of the road and I'm 2 seconds from the bus stop, and if I slightly jogged, I could catch up the bus and I would be on time to whatever I'm going to. I don't do it. But in case, I still make sure that I have sensible shoes to be able to run after buses and ready to handle any sort of situation. Even though, yeah. Do you miss going back there? To where I used to live? A little bit. It was a very, very cozy, very calm and soothing place. I love that there were so many trees. The forest was really, really fun, very beautiful. I do miss that part of it. But I am in a place right now with an amazing view. And my apartment doesn't cost too much. So I'm pretty happy. And I have a bus every 10 minutes. So if I miss one bus, I usually am not late enough to be late to anything. Okay, so now I have 2 fishing poles. Silly me.
Safe journey.
Have you guys ever had like some major accident like that or something like that? I don't know why this says this. I hate when it does that. I don't know what to do with all these options. I don't know. I don't know. I almost live when I try to climb a waterfall. That's true, you told us that. Well, what were you doing? Why were you trying to climb a waterfall? What's the story there? Just get a 45? That solves all of life's problems? What's a 45? Do you mean like the weapon? Need to catch up to the bus you missed? 45. Grandma giving you lip at the cash register? 45. Why not? I'm a kid. Oh, sure. But I don't know. Waterfalls to me seem very dangerous and slippery. I don't think I would try it. I live very close to something like that. Like a bunch of waterfalls, and I would not try that. It's too scary. Water is like just too slippery. But I do know that in the Victorian era, People used to climb waterfalls in the winter. Like the waterfalls would freeze over and freeze through, and people would just climb them for fun. That seems very scary to me. I don't think I would ever do that. Hey, we found a new city. Yay. Also with like the heart that I got, like the scars that I got from that fall in the goddamn sand. I ended up with big scars, but I also ended up in the hospital. I had to go to the hospital because I hurt, like I hit my knee so hard that they thought I could have maybe possibly like broken the bone. So I had to get like radios, like x-rays, and then they also cleaned the wound for me.
Have not forgotten us. Dionysaka.
General goods?
Take time if you need.
We don't need no general goods. You can even pay your pills with a 45. It's like a credit card. It's like a credit card you don't really have to pay back, I'm guessing, right? Because who's gonna come and ask you for money if you just show your 45 like that, right? Isn't that the idea? Okay, we have a shaman trainer. We have a training trainer, an engineering trainer. Do I want to be an engineer? Like a priest engineer? That could be kind of fun. I don't even know which job I want to do actually. A pet trainer. Weapons and armor. Cloth and merchant. I don't know if all this stuff is here. Exactly, lol. I would save a lot of money if I did that. You know? I think I could literally be rich by now if that was my way of life. Oh, that's the alchemy trainer.
Your heart to the light.
I think I'm gonna do alchemy. And I need herbalism.
And your heart
Blessings upon you. Good health.
It's the most logical option. I'm just gonna go with that for now. Also, I like gathering a bunch of plants. It's fun. This force is strong with this Padawan. Are you sure? I'm not sure a Padawan would be using a 45.
Favor the road traveled by few.
I hope you find something new.
I don't think there's such a gun, but
Safe.
maybe a 66 would be more appropriate.
Favor the road traveled by few.
Or was it too soon for this joke?
Seek the path
Might
of the
be.
light.
What do we have? A bunch of quests. Also, some more over here. I thought I had done this quest. I don't know anymore. Did I do this quest? I don't know. We can go this way. We can go and see what's happening over there. Wow, you're dancing. You're shaking your booty. I still need a dancing emote. Oh god, the little chick is so cute. The little chick's got so much rhythm. Oh, I have to kill this deer. Okay. That fish is also like magical.
That spell isn't ready yet.
But I don't know the third one. What's the third one? Is it a cat? What kind of creature is that? I don't need this creature, but I kind of don't want it to attack me. It's a human. Oh, it's a human with the cloak? Anike would have done had a Padawan pull the Colt 45 and popped him as he tried to block it with his lightsaber. I mean, lightsabers can only reflect lasers, right? They can't reflect actual bullets. But most people in the Star Wars universe don't use ballistic weapons. They only use light-based weapons. I think something like that. It got bullet.
Not enough mana.
Not to my knowledge. The bullet would go through the lightsaber. It might melt a little on the way, but I think it would go through the lightsaber. Please, I don't want to die. That was not useful. Please hit harder. Okay, thanks. Whew. Why not bullet? I don't know. Ballistic weapons are just not a thing in the Star Wars universe. I remember in the like D20 rules of the Star Wars game that I played for a while, ballistic weapons were mentioned as an option, but most people didn't use them, or they were illegal or something like that. I don't remember exactly. Also depends on which era you're talking about and everything. So. The Root Trapper. I wish life was be this simple, you know? Going on adventures, walking around, eating a piece of bread once in a while.
Open your heart to the light.
Heal? I'm supposed to heal her? I want life to be like D&D, you know? You go on an adventure, you get a job just to pay the bills and, you know, live your life. Meet people, have a party. There's always like the mom of the party, and then there's always like the bad influences. Yeah, and that's why stormtroopers get tapped by Wookiees with bows, because they don't expect that. Oh. Are those bows ballistic, or... Because I know that a lot of bows, like crossbows and stuff, are also light-based. Like in KOTOR. Pretty sure the bows were light-based. Like lasers. I do like me a little bow. I like me a crossbow, I like me a longbow, and all of the above. That makes me kind of want to play a D&D game and play as a ranged character. Even though it's kind of good to be able to be versatile, it's kind of fun to aim for a specific playstyle. I've been talking about D&D a lot. Yeah, it's been on my brain all year. I left my last D&D game, I think in like October last year. And I haven't found another group. And also I don't really have the time anymore as much to play. Because I mostly stream now. I don't really have fun. I don't really have time to like have fun on my own and do stuff off stream as much. I was thinking of starting a D&D game online on stream. That could be kind of fun. How long have you been playing it? Since 5e came out initially. So whenever 5e came out is when I started to play TTRPGs in general. I've played a couple different ones over the years. But D&D 5e is definitely the one I came back to the most. Oh god, that potion was so effective. I've DM'd more than I've played, but I've played a little. I've played quite a little bit too. It's been fun. Lord Vader gonna have a hard time when 40k comes to a galaxy far, far away. Yeah, he's not gonna survive that. He's gonna get, you know, just murdered by the space elves or crushed by the space marines. All of the 40k is just too badass. We could try playing D&D online with a group of people. I've thought about it, streaming. Like, it would be an online game for sure, because I don't have any people in like driving distance that I could play with. So it would have to be online. I've thought about doing it on stream, and I would probably have to DM, but that is literally tacking on more work and writing and creating for something that is not my novel. when I should be focusing on my novel and all of my creativity towards my novel. So I don't want to like stretch myself too thin with too many projects. But eventually that would be something I'd like to do. A little like maybe a one shot or maybe a short campaign on stream. That'd be cool. With really cool graphics and really cool maps, and get artists to do like the character art for everybody in the same style so that everybody's character kind of like fits the same theme and same setting. It'd be really, really fun. But I don't know if like my DMing style is any good on stream. Maybe it would be awkward, maybe because I like to give my players a lot of freedom to do whatever they want. Like not necessarily the sandbox style that some people do, but close to that. Like I like to have a main thread, and I like to have NPCs that are predetermined. They have their goals and they have their personalities and stuff. And then the players kind of make their characters fit in, and they do whatever they want. They can decide to ignore the main quest, but there are consequences to ignoring the main quest. If they decide to focus on like side stuff or personal vendettas or whatever, it could have an impact on what happens, on the developments of the story. But online, it's harder to have a stream and know, you know, where it's going to end. If people can just do whatever, you can literally lose control of what's happening. And I don't know that I have what it takes to improvise that much. But it would be interesting.
I need more mana.
Oh shit, I attacked without having enough mana. I'm silly. Ow! He hit me on the ground. I'm gonna try to heal myself. I'm a priest. Ah shit, I'm a bad priest. So if I were, say, an illiterate barbarian, I can abandon the main quest to go chase dark elf booty. Yeah. Any sort of relations in my games though are fade to black, so you're not getting any of that, you know, dark elf booty description going, but you can do it in your imagination, certainly. But it would be a big fade to black. I've met so many people with different like rules and different preferences with that kind of thing. And I've had DMs tell me, oh yeah, it's like all fade to black, like any sort of adult topic it can be broached, but we're not going into details about that. And I'm like, okay, I'm in. That sounds like a good game. And we start creating my character. And then they tell me during the conversation while I'm creating the character with them, oh yeah, by the way, I hope you won't be offended, but the party's home base is actually a brothel. And to, you know, keep everybody, you know, in the mood and kind of like in the scene and with the right ambiance, I got some like brothel noises to keep us company while we're playing. And I was just like, well, you know what? Actually, I'm not fine with this game after all anymore. You go and have a great game, and I shall never see you again. And I just ran away from that DM. But yeah, there are some interesting characters out there in the world. What is that I'm seeing right here? Is that underground? Is that a reflection of something? What is that? This is weird. It's not underground. Is it this thing reflecting on the water but not the trees? The trees are not reflecting. What is this? What have I found? But yeah, when you play online with strangers, you do meet some very interesting characters. One thing that I do like to do is go on Reddit and read RPG or TTRPG horror stories or D&D horror stories. And man, are there interesting people out there. I've had horror stories of all kinds with D&D. My very first DM is probably the worst example of how to DM. It's a good thing that I managed to have fun playing D&D regardless of his sick attitude. Like, he was just the kind of guy, kind of saw the world as, like, the D&D world as, like, his playground and the players as his enemies. He always wanted to prove he was better than the players and, like, put us in impossible situations and always corner us in situations where we couldn't do, like, something out of it. Like, we couldn't get out of it the way we wanted. It was always like being stuck, it was very bad. If you ever play D&D, make sure that the DM understands that it's supposed to be cooperative. We're supposed to all have fun and enjoy the game. Some people do like the competitiveness though. Like, it's fine if that's your cup of tea, but make sure that it's everybody's cup of tea before you start playing is really what matters. I still need those vines. God damn it. I only got 3. I killed at least 10 of those creatures. The drop rate is so bad. Okay, there's another little guy here. I think the first type of YouTuber reads Reddit that I discovered, because there's a bunch of different kinds like that, is the kind that was like the Reddit horror stories like that. But after that, I started seeing a lot more YouTubers do that kind of thing. And I don't know if that's something I necessarily want to do. But it looks kind of fun, kind of cozy. You just choose a topic and you go read like Reddits on the topic. And discuss. Are you a good guy? Yeah, you're a good guy. I'm gonna go find smoke weed in your game. Be a hippie barbarian named Professor Goodfields. Be like, make peace, not war, man. Now we're gonna hit you with this big axe because the Paladi Glory Boy says so. Sorry, bro. I like that. I like that. That'd be a good barbarian. I don't think I've ever seen a weed barbarian before. I've seen a lot of druid going full on hippie druid kind of thing. Never seen a barbarian do that. That could literally be the thing that triggers the rage too. You could be like using weed as like the way to trigger the rage or something. Just thematically, like it's not like you need to have that on you all the time. It's not like a hindrance if you like are in an area where you can't find any or anything, but it would be kind of interesting.
My mana is low.
Die, big plant, die! I love fey creatures, and I must say I think if I do anything D&D related, it would be probably fey connected. I just like the fey so much. They're so weird. They're a bunch of little weird guys, you know? Please be nice and give me the vine that I'm looking for. Or I'm gonna pull it out of your ass. By force. Please. That's not what I'm looking for. What the hell was that noise? I thought I was getting attacked. More milk for the cornflakes? Man, I got the munchies. You need more milk? I got the munchies, but I never do weed, so I don't know. Every time I hear of snacks, I'm just like, yeah, snack. I want a snack. Oh yeah, somebody's eating pizza. I want pizza now. I'm so impressionable. I've had pizza on the brain for a while now. I think this week I need to go for a pizza. Maybe that's like gonna be like a Friday night dinner. That'd be fun. Noodles high on life. Yep. Yep. Au natural. I always am naturally very happy as a person. But then again, you know, the meds I got for ADD are also kind of very good at making you happy, so that's probably also helpful. Where are those freaking vines? They're very good the first few weeks that you take them. The pills make you very happy. But after that, it's kind of up in the air. Please, I want more vines. Artificial happiness? Yup. I always hated the idea of the artificial happiness of like depression drugs. I've had a lot of doctors tell me I should start that and try that, blah, blah, blah. And I keep thinking it's gonna change the way that I write. It's gonna change the way that I feel about the world, and it's going to affect me, and I've refused it. But then my ADD started getting really, really, really bad, where I couldn't even focus at work. I would literally fall asleep during meetings, and I would sleep on the bus, and I would sleep all the time. And it wasn't just ADD specifically, but like just I had some really weird sleeping spells. And my doctor was like, well, we tested everything. We know it's not, you know, any normal illness causing all this sleepiness. So we're going to give you this medication. It's going to keep you awake and you won't have any problems anymore. And indeed, when I remember to take that medication, it's pretty good. It's helping me focus. It's helped me be able to stream. To be honest, if before I started that medication, I was not able to be awake in the evening. I would come home from work, I would eat dinner, and I would go to sleep, which seriously sucks. Like, you don't want your life to be that. Like, no wonder I was getting depressed. Like, my life was work, sleep, eat. Work, sleep, eat. That was that repetition of that. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't write. I couldn't stream. I couldn't do anything. So, you know, that happiness pill is necessary for me to function at this point. And it's okay. Antidepressants cause vivid dreams, though, only bad side effects. Yeah, it's not antidepressants I have, it's really the ADD pills. And antidepressants come with a lot of other things, like a lot of side effects, like weight gain, like complete loss of libido. It doesn't, like, I don't see how that's gonna make me happier. I'm sorry. And like, it might change the way you think, and it keeps you from having those super highs and those super lows. And I guess getting lows in life, like getting very sad or very affected, very, you know, unable to do things, definitely sucks. But if as a counterpart of preventing the lows, you also prevent the highs, then you never get the super happiness, the super satisfaction. You never get those moments. I don't think I could live like that. I don't think it would be for me. And right now I'm just running around in circles with the same goddamn creature that's just not spawning. Also, I don't need antidepressants for vivid dreams. I got some freaky vivid dreams. When I started having all of the oversleeping issues, I was having like nightmares every night, and I would wake up after every nightmare and then fall back asleep and go into another nightmare all night long, every day, for a month and a half. I was afraid of going to sleep after a while. To help me, I literally had like this night lamp, like keeping some light in my bedroom, helping me see. I had a dream journal to force myself to like write the nightmares down and help me exorcise the demons or whatever. Like, it really helped. Writing down the bad dreams really helped, and I could go back to sleep and kind of not dream the same thing, but I was always having another nightmare. And that's when I discovered that I had black mold in my apartment. So guys, if you do have that kind of issue, that kind of like crazy dreams and a lot of weird personality changes, do check for black mold. Could be that. Depends on if your lows are crippling or not. I know for some people have severe depression to the point it becomes a health concern. I have always been a highly productive depressed person. Even in high school, I was doing pretty bad emotionally and psychologically, but my grades were super good. And doctors kept thinking I was not really depressed back then because my grades were so good. But I didn't really need to put in any effort for my grades to be good. So they should not have dismissed it at that time. But they did. And I lived for a very long time with just depression. I learned to live with it. I learned to not need the medication. But, you know. I might have had a different experience in life if things were handled differently.
I can't carry anymore.
Can't carry anymore. I can throw this on the ground. This is worth more. Personally, I would use those vivid dreams and nightmares for writing stories. Imagine what you could come up with if you could remember your dreams clearly. I did. At that time, my dreams were vivid, and I had that dream journal, and I would sit up in my bed, force myself to write down the whole dream, how it made me feel, what happened, the whole like plot of it, because most of my dreams have like a main freaking plot. And then I would write kind of like, okay, well, what could have disturbed my sleep? Did I have caffeine last night? That sort of thing. I would write everything in the journal, force myself to do that. And I still have the journal. It's still somewhere in my apartment. And I could read those dreams and I could probably write stories out of them for sure. I used to have, that was really weird. When I was a teenager, I used to have dreams that were literally full-on movies. Full-on movies with plot, with the like story twist, with characters, with like morals. And you'd reach the end of the dream and be like, oh wow, that was like a whole thing that came full circle and it all made sense. And then you wake up, and I tried to write down those dreams back then, and they did not make as much sense once I was awake. I would just feel like they were just nonsensical, but they felt like they had sense when I was sleeping. It was weird. One of them was a really cool one though, but I don't fully remember. And I do remember I wasn't able to fully remember it, but it had something to do with like learning a lesson as a kid, where it was all about like the shortness and the fragility of life. And it had to do with like trying to catch butterflies as a kid and trying to pin them and like keep like butterflies as a souvenir kind of thing. But then the main character was a kid trying to do that, and then they were dealing with like the death of their grandparent. Like it was a whole ass story.
Lessons of the past.
There's a whole ass story happening in that dream.
Be well.
Who's laughing? What the hell?
You wish to buy, trade?
I don't need no cheese. I don't need no sword. I don't need no egg. Okay.
Dionys Aka.
Each day is a blessing. Safe journey. May your days be long and your hardships
What did he
few.
give me? Requires cooking. I'm not doing no cooking. You silly man, giving me a cooking
May you find what
recipe.
you seek. Be
I
well.
reject cooking in video games. I would like to use a highly advanced AI to make my dreams come to life. I think that would be cool to let people see what you saw. Oh, you mean like just something that transforms your dream into like a video game, like a VR kind of thing. I don't think my dreams would be very fun to share. I think my dreams are mostly personal and very psychologically scarring. I would not want people to see that.
Good health, long life.
Oh, I have a nice robe now. Look at this. A little bit of cleavage, just a little bit.
May the light embrace you.
Cover word, shield, and smite. Is that it? Okay, that's it.
Remember the lessons
Cover
of the
word,
past.
shield, and smite level 2. Perfect, rank 2. So many quests. We've been going around exactly this area and they want me to go around the same area. But I think that's gonna be it for today. We're gonna come back here some other time. This is gonna be the character I'm gonna play on the stream for cozy times. But the rest of this week we're gonna play The Witcher. We're gonna go back to The Witcher. We were about to be done with like chapter 2, so I can't wait to see, you know, what happens and what else we can uncover in the story. It's gonna be pretty cool. Pretty cool. Thank you so much for coming by and hanging out. It's been very fun. I'm just gonna go in the middle like this is better. But yeah. I'm gonna check out who we can raid. I'm gonna go and maybe write a little bit more in my own time kind of thing. Or I don't know. So many people are playing World of Warcraft right now. It's crazy. So many people. Do we rate somebody who plays World of Warcraft? Oh! I don't remember who this person is. But I like this game. Who is this person? I don't remember. Let's go rate them. Because this game is very fun to watch. It's called Hi-Fi Rush. It's like a rhythm fight game. It's really cool. Alright, let's do that. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming by and spending some time with me and writing. And we're going to do that again. And I hope you have a good day, good night, whatever applies. And yeah. Bye-bye.